All right, I'm back. I had to take a phone call. So it is a scientist's turn, and these are the places we have social distance so far. We have one yellow, one red, and four of the blues and two of the blacks, and we're trying to avoid social distancing a fifth blue city until we have more of the other cards to limit the economic effect, right? Kind of like how you have, instead of having one city completely social distance to all of the economies, right? We still allow essential businesses, and we kind of close things in waves, right? For example, right now, what I cannot understand is that a lot of restaurants are still open to 25% capacity, but movie theaters are not, which doesn't make any sense at all because you can put on a mask during a movie, right? It doesn't make any sense to me at all. I guess it depends on who has the lobbying money, right? McDonald's and Burger King have a lot more lobbying power than some of the movies, right? Especially nowadays when you can watch movies online. They probably make even more money that way. You don't need any real estate, right? Okay, so the scientists. Let's see. We could go to Mexico City, and one, two. What else do we have in here? Lagos and Bogota. Okay, three, four. That was convenient. And we draw 2-player cards, but our infection rate is now 3, which is the scary part, right? Slow on Tokyo. Oh, that'll be convenient when we need to social distance. Maybe we should head back this way next turn, right? But now we infect 3 cities, and we only have 5 disease cubes left, right? Buenos Aires is down here. Hong Kong, I hope that's not a outbreak. No, it's not. Baghdad. Right here. That's really dangerous. Okay. Now the quarantine specialist is going to see. This is a good indicator of how much time we have left, or how many cards, and it'd be helpful to remember what cards are still in play, right? Quarantine specialist is going to. Let's see. We need to social distance some of the black places. Where is Delhi? It is over here. Oh, can we use the research? No, we're too far. Okay, what about... we don't want to do that one yet, because that would have economic impact. We're too far from the... Are we too far from the yellows? St. Paul? No, we're not. Okay. 1, 2, 3. What about Los Angeles? Not yet. We don't want to fly there. Okay, we're gonna move here just in case we need to share knowledge at some point. Let's see. So we draw 2-player cards. Epidemic. Okay, and Atlanta's kind of convenient. We only have 4 disease cubes left, so this one better not cause an outbreak. Manila. Where is Manila? Good. Oh, we gotta move this up. So we don't have, at least we don't have an outbreak. But one more epidemic, and we're up to 4 infection rates per turn. So we gotta infect 3 cities. Well, we're done with them because we don't have enough cubes to... Oh well. At least we got the cure in before we lost. So, anyways, I hope to program this at some point and see how high a win rate I can get with the AI. To give you an idea how this looks like for artificial intelligence, basically what you're trying to do is create a mathematical model of, given the situation on the board, what is my win rate from this point going forward, right? So what is the situation on the board? Well, however many disease markers there are per place, plus whatever's left on the deck, plus whatever's left in here. Right? We were able to eliminate 1 city, plus where the players are, plus all of the hands. Basically, you're creating a multi-dimensional function that maps all of those variables to a probability. And so on each player's turn, you're trying to play a position that maximizes that probability. And how do you learn that function? Well, that function is modeled as a neural network. Basically, a series of numbers indicating the position go into a different series of numbers in a differentiable function. And that function has to be differentiable because you're learning with gradient descent, right? So how about in the real world? How do we model this? Well, in the real world, you have 8 billion people who are traveling and having activities in a certain way. And 2 weeks later, you have a subset of those 8 billion people get infected, they get hospitalized, and unfortunately some of them pass away, right? And what you're trying to model is, given 8 months of data now, actually I think it's more than 8 now, plus previous pandemics of a similar magnitude, obviously, right, if you have the data for that. And you have all of these functions, or all of these data points. When people did this, 2 weeks later this happened. And you're trying to create a differentiable function that models that relationship and to fit that data curve. And so now you work backwards. People who went to a grocery store at this hour with these kinds of people who bought this item were more likely to get infected, right? Or people who had a certain occupation, right? Maybe you can even discover that certain behaviors, right? When I go out, just my own observation, I think part of the reason the United States had it so bad, again, this is just my opinion, we have a very impulsive mentality. We eat whenever we want. A lot of people, we don't have a very high smoking rate compared to the rest of the world, but we smoke like a junkie here. See, I've traveled to Poland where the smoking rate is considerably higher. I believe it's about 50%. But people smoke in a much more controlled fashion. You don't see people walking from one building to another and chain smoking on the way to the building. You see people actually taking time to smoke, right, and to enjoy their smoke, and to almost as a social activity, although probably not now because of the pandemic, but people would sit down and smoke in a group, right? And here in the U.S., smoking is a very junky activity, right, compared to in Poland. Now, I've also traveled to China, where the people love to eat snacks during the day, but they eat with like a fork and a knife, right? You don't see people open a bag of chips while they sit on a bus or sit at a bus stop or at a meeting, or see, at a meeting it's kind of problematic because that you have to take off your mask to do that, right? People in China, they actually go somewhere and they order some bat soup and they eat it, right? They don't eat like a junkie like here in the United. But that's just my opinion, my own observation from traveling around the world. Anyways, I hope you have fun and try programming a game. at some point, right? Or something in your real life, right? Um, Basically, games like this, or real life games like the 8 billion game of how do we stop COVID-19, all of it is just a mathematical function that we're trying to learn about the world, right? Even how the universe works can be modeled as a mathematical function of 10 to the 80 different variables, right? If Google lived up to its name of having a Google variables, right, they could model the universe, right? They'll never live up to that name, obviously, right? Thanks for watching.